Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Machines, and specifically our new card, Joint Tech Rushhorn. So we can equip this card to one face-up machine-type monster on your field. The equipped monster gains 300 attack, and if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. So piercing damage is... it's an interesting one. I feel like Machines weren't really the deck that needed it. I suppose if you were trying to do just an Earth Machine variant, it's pretty good. But typically, in Rush, you want a way to get at your opponent's life points in case they are going full defense mode. The way you typically do this is by getting extra attacks, by destroying your opponent's cards with effects, or piercing. So, Machines is an interesting one in that they already have a Piercer in Mirror Innovator, and they already have Destruction in the form of Acebreaker. So I feel like Machines weren't really the deck that needed this, but the extra 300 attack could still be very relevant. And it does allow your other monsters that don't have piercing, such as Joint Tech Rex, to have a way to get at your opponent's life points as well. So if we go through the card by card, Ground Attacker Bugroth and Psycho Flag Beast Aven Wolf are our 1500 vanilla beaters. These are in here just to kind of fill the space. We do like just having the ability to have a big beater, and because they're machines, we could technically give Rushhorn to them. 3 Acebreaker, just to destroy monsters if we feel like we need to. Joint Tech Rex, great to pop back row, and Mirror Innovator, fantastic card to boost its own attack to ridiculous value and can be piercing. All 3 of these boss monsters are fantastic, which is why Machines are doing so well at the moment. We have 3 copies of Cannon Soldier, 1400 beta effectively, but we can also use its effect to sacrifice a monster and deal 500 damage. This might come up and might be relevant, and can also be quite good at getting extra cards out of our hand if we have, let's say, just too many monsters and we just want to empty our hand a bit, so we can draw into other cards such as our tribute monsters and our spells and traps. Craft the Drone, just really good cycling, discard a machine, draw a card. Ultimate Flag Beast Surge Bicorn, shuffle 3 machine type monsters from your graveyard into the deck. This turn can be treated as 2 tributes to tribute some of a light attribute, the machine type monster. So this unfortunately does not work with our Joint Tech Rex, but does work perfectly with Mirror Innovator and Acebreaker. And then Stud Hedgepeg. So send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Then if you send a monster to the graveyard with this effect, obviously most of the time it should be a monster, you can make one face-up monster on your opponent's field lose 500 attack. This 500 deficit can be very relevant depending on what Alex is playing. We just need to hope that we hit monsters with its effect. Obviously Joint Tech Rushhorn. We are on 3 copies of Iron Onslaught. Spell Trap Destruction has been... we have been experimenting a little bit with running a little bit less Spell Trap Destruction, but for this deck specifically, we're going to try and run it in full force. We'll see if we end up siding this out. Next up, Battle Demotion. So this is our protection. Whenever a machine is attacked, we can pay 600 life points to change 1 attack position monster in Alex's field to defense mode. Can be very, very powerful. And then Thunderspark. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, or you have a machine or thunder monster, that monster loses 500 attack. So can be very good. 500 is a bit weak for a battle trick at this point, but still a combat trick that we can effectively destroy one of Alex's monsters during our turn is still very powerful. It can be a lot better than Battle Demotion because then we still have to use an attack in the following turn to attack over it. Finally, our legend for this week is Mirror Force. It's pretty much just a very powerful blowout card, and we haven't been using Mirror Force very much recently. We've been favoring things like Graceful Charity and Monster Reborn, so we thought we'd go back to a big powerful blowout like Mirror Force and see if we can't use it to win a few games. In the side deck, we have Shield Boring Kong. Now, this is a fantastic machine monster, but we kind of wanted to try out piercing over monsters, so we decided not just destroying them outright wouldn't really get to show off the Joint Tech Rushhorn that much. But if Alex is on a specifically defensive-oriented deck, or we do feel that he is putting a lot of monsters in defense mode, we will side this in and see how it goes. 3 copies of Beast Gear World. Again, if Alex is on a deck where he wants to kind of set up an offensive board and has a lot of 2,500 attackers, we can bring this in and kind of break that stalemate so that we can then have the advantage on the attacking and defending. Primal Fist, this only works when our high-leveled machines are attacked, which is why we've got this in the side deck. If we feel like we need it, we might bring it in, but it can be a bit shaky. We are on 3 copies of Hard Defense Mission. Again, this is only good if Alex is on 2,500 or more attack. Again, can be very relevant, which is why it's in the side deck. And then finally, Crisis at the Sacred Tower. When your opponent normal summons level 7 or higher monster, change one face-up level 8 or lower effect monster on your opponent's field to face down defense position. again, can be very relevant depending on what Alex is playing, but we'll have to wait and see. So this is the deck. We're feeling pretty confident in it. Machines generally have been a very, very powerful archetype, especially when we've been using more of the light machines and less of the earth machines. But I do think Jointech Rushhorn could have a place in this deck. I do, however, think that this deck is perfectly fine without it, and we'll have to see how it performs. So let's fire it into the games and see what Alex has got. So yeah, Fortissimo of Whirlwinds. We will still be on this for a little bit longer because I think it is a month at least until the next set comes out. And the next set looks really, really cool because it has the new rarity with the cards that are kind of bursting out of their frames, like the new Blue Eyes of Dragon that we've seen, and some new Cyber Dragon support, which I personally really, really excited for. Cyber Dragons have always been one of my favorite archetypes, so getting to play them in Rush, I think could be really cool. Plus, Cyber Dragon in the TCG was always a very powerful card, especially when it was released, because special summoning it could be very relevant to either swarm the board or to use as tribute fodder. In Rush, both of those strengths kind of don't matter because you can swarm the board anyway, and you contribute as much as you want anyway. So it'll be interesting to see if those cards actually end up being super relevant. But as for the rest of this set, we have... So this set introduced a lot of support for the Wind Psychics and the Dark Fairies, which are two really cool archetypes. I personally have really enjoyed using the Dark Fairies, and I hope that you've enjoyed using the Wind Psychics. But in terms of all the other archetypes, we've kind of got little sprinkles of little bits of support, just like an equip spell here, an extra monster there, which is cool because it lets us use those decks a little bit longer, gives a bit more longevity to those decks rather than just power creeping them out, which I think is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to see what you've brought this week, and I think you won't be too surprised at what I'm bringing, since my options seem a little bit more limited, since I think you have pretty much all of the main cast of characters boss monsters, which means you should be getting more support more often, and I think I have a lot more of the side characters kind of bits and bobs. But
yeah,
shall we fire on in and see what each other's brought?
Let's go.
Right.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Okie dokie.
Set. And
Face down field spell. No idea what that could be at the moment. Alright, I'm going to summon my ultimate flag beast Evenwolf. And we're going to fire off our Iron Onslaught, and I think we're going to hit the field spell. I want to see what it is. Oh, it's just Mountain, okay. I don't know why, I was expecting it to be some, like, new field spell I hadn't seen.
I think there's been one for a while, hasn't there?
Yeah, but I was in the anime, the dragon character Yuamu recently played a new field spell. And then, because I think it was the QWERTY keyboard equip spell gives a boost based on how many face-up spells you have, which is why she had like this new field spell, which was one of the face-up spells. So we're going to summon out Cannon Soldier, set a back row, go to battle, and we'll just get in with Evenwolf.
God, not the Soul Jersey.
Well, Soul Jersey can only sacrifice monsters that have 500 defense. And then we will swing in and pass to you.
Okay. Yeah, why not? The normal summon Pitcher.
Yeah, you can bring back Slugger if you want.
Go ahead and pop your back row.
I've got my Jointech Rushhorn, my equip spell.
Activate Pitcher. Summon the Slugger. Tribute to for Red Boot Burst. Or
Red Boot Boost.
Red Boot Boost. Certain monster and set it face down defense.
Okay.
Activate.
The QWERTY keyboard.
QWERTY keyboard.
And it's because it's dark, it gets piercing, so that's why you're on specifically dark monsters then.
Go to battle.
Goodbye, Evenwolf. Okay, we have some interesting options here. I could do this, but I don't have that. Alright, we're going to do this. I'm going to normal summon Cannon Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm then going to Tribute 2 and summon out Jointech Rex. We'll use his effect and get rid of... to shuffle 3 cards from Grave. Forgot about that, I'm not going to lie, but that's fine. We'll get rid of this. Then we have to get rid of the QWERTY keyboard, right? Then we'll fire off 9 Onslaught and get rid of the middle one. So this was RD Draphone. When face up dragon attack on your field is destroyed by its attack, sent up to go to graveyard. Then if you have no monsters on your field, you can special summon. Okay, so that was actually not the best one to hit here. The question is, am I doing anything with this? I think we'll go straight to battle here. And I will attempt to get over your boost dragon and then pass back to you.
Yep. Okay.
Well, indeed.
That. Set and set. And end.
Okay. So, I will... I suppose... Set 1. Set 2. Tribute them both to summon out my Steel Mech Lord Mirror Innovator. We can fire its effect to shuffle 1 card back into my deck to give it piercing. We'll go to battle. And we'll attack this. Oh, not as big a piercing as it could have been. It was the 1500 Defender. Oh, that's the one he should have hit.
Yep.
And then we'll pass to you on that. Unfortunately, this field is still very breakable, especially for dragons.
Normal summon an SSD Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And picture.
I feel like a tribute
to
okay.
for an illusion Mirrorgis.
Unfortunately, both my monsters are level 7 or lower.
That not the back row.
Okay, there we go. No dragon in hand.
Big wordy.
Mm-hmm. So 31 and piercing.
And I have to get rid of McLeod.
Mm-hmm. Seems sensible. Okay, we will start by normal summoning out Crafter Drone. We'll fire off its effect. Discard the draw. Then I'm going to normal summon Psycho Flag Beast Surge Bicorn and fire off its effect. So now, by shuffling 3 machines back into my deck, I can make this card count as 2 tributes to summon a light attribute machine type monster. So now, I can tribute it to summon out my Psycho Battle Flag, sorry, not the Japanese name, Ultimate Flag Mech Ace Breaker. We'll fire off its effect, discard 2 monsters to pop your monster. Then we'll get in with Jointech Rex. See if we can get in for 25. And the 1000 of Crafter Drone. And then we pass. Yeah. Mech Ace Breaker is really, really strong, but obviously has quite a heavy cost of having to have 2 monsters in hand. I was like, if I drew a spell or trap there, that could have been a bit dicey.
Indeed. Gotta be set this. Set 2. Tribute them for Mirrorgis.
Yeah, this effect is what I was worried about.
We're off his effect. Yeah, make your big dudes not so big.
Yeah, Mirrorgis perfectly deals with my board here. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
None.
Might hope this ain't good off the top here. This is an interesting hand. I have a couple of things I can do. I think the play is normal summon Cannon Soldier, activate its effect,
Oh no.
Get 500 damage in. Oh, I can only use it once per turn because it's rushed. Although, if I could use it more than
If
once,
you
then
had-
here.
Yeah.
Fire off Iron on-slot. We're going to get rid of your field spell. Then I'm going to set, and set, and pass the turn.
Ooh. Well, I'm gonna activate Dragon's Inferno.
That's fine.
Whatever that is.
Battle Demotion won't do anything for me here. Oh, at Blizzard.
That Wizard. Launch Dragon Slugger.
Okay.
Play this safe. Tribute 2 for Bluetooth.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, and you had the
We'll
quite
give
played as well.
Mirageus the Quay. Good battle. Swing over this. And this.
I live.
Oof.
Okay. Something good off the top. Let's go. That's not good. It's really, really bad for me. Alright, we're going to do what we can. We'll flip over Stud Hedgepeg, activate its effect, and we will reduce this attack. Then we will summon out Stud Hedgepeg, activate its effect, and reduce this attack. And we're going to summon out Ground Attacker Bugroth. Set 3, go to battle, try and crash, and then we're going to see what this is. And pass.
Okay. I'm going to Dragon's Inferno.
Yep, got Thunderspot,
Ah.
which would do nothing in this situation.
Activate Ship of 7 Treasures.
Okay.
Normal summon Mirage Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Activate Mirageus. And a battle phase and swing.
Yeah, I got nothing. I didn't draw any tribute monsters at the end there, unfortunately. Oh, alright. Let's fire into game 2. Okie dokie. I think we're going to go first. Fingers crossed to find something useful. Alright, we'll start by summoning Craft the Drone. We'll fire off its effect and send Mirror Innovator to the grave. Then, I think the play is to normal summon my Aven Wolf. And then Tribute 2 to summon out Ace Breaker. Then we'll just pass back to you on this.
Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna set 2 back row and a monster and end.
Okie dokie. Well, I'm happy it wasn't super big and scary. Right, I suppose we're doing this. I will normal summon Ultimate Flag Beast Surge Bicorn. Activate its effect, sending 3 cards back to deck. And then I can tribute it to summon a Light Machine by using it as both tributes. So I'll summon Mirror Innovator. We'll fire off Mirror Innovator's effect, put that back in the deck to give it piercing and a little attack boost. Set 2 back row, go to battle phase, then swing in with our 27 piercer and get in for 25 and pass back.
Oh, come on, game. Mountain. End.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough. Well, we'll fire off the Iron Onslaught. And then just to try and see if we can't end. That doesn't even work. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and activate our Beast Gear World. How many even... No, I physically can't do what I want to do. Right, straight to battle then. And then we just kind of hope that you don't have anything.
Yep,
Oh.
I got nothing.
Well, that
4-7.
was very unfortunate. Let's go into game 3 and hope it's a little bit less bricky.
I'll go first.
Okie dokie.
All set. I really don't want to have to do this, but Mirage, Star Dragon,
Okay.
Tribute 2 for Miragius.
So I assume you're on Fusion to combine the Star Dragon with Miragius? I can't remember what that makes. Unfortunately, your guy is pretty big. I can't really beat him at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Beast Gear World.
Mm-hmm.
Going to normal summon Even Wolf. Going to fire a Fine Onslaught. Get rid of this. Well, let's roll the dice, shall we? I'm going to summon out Stud Hedgepeg. And we're going to fire up its effect and hope we hit a monster. No, this was the perfect chance. We will set and pass. Still managed to empty our hand, so...
We got a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And let us SSD Drake.
Okay.
Pitcher. Tribute to Bluetooth.
Okay, so Bluetooth is just destroy... Or do I destroy one of my guys at the moment? Alright, I will activate Crisis at the Sacred Tower. I'd like to change Miragius to defense, but he could just change his battle position, so I have to change... Oh no. Oh, you would be able to flip summon it anyway, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah?
So I had to do it on the newly summoned one either way.
App Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to battle. Swing over.
Ow.
Swing over.
And ow. Okay. Something good off the top. That does it, but really not how I want to. I suppose beggars can't be choosers, really. So craft the drone, Tribute both for Mirror Innovator. Question is, do I want to shuffle stuff back for Mirror Innovator? I don't need to. I kind of do need some cards in the graveyard to use my effects for other monsters. So I think we're just going to go straight to battle here. And we will attack over Miragius, because he is the scariest thing you have. I'll put to you.
Okay. Let's activate Dragon's Inferno.
Oh, this is actually a tricky decision. Do you go for a back roll? Do you get rid of the Beast Gear World, which is a massive power boost and a massive power weaken?
Well, my creatures are only losing 100 at the minute because of the mountain.
Yeah. But the difference in our monsters is 400, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Ooh,
Just gonna go ahead and... Ooh. Okay. Null summon a Phoenix Dragon.
Okay.
Activate its effect. We will pitch a SSD Drake to get back Miragius.
Okay. Go face down, Miragius.
Oh, god damn it.
There's so many cards that last one in your hand could be really frustrating. Oh, thank god. Oh, this hand's a little bit...
Yeah, you just cocked up the combo there with that fucking tower.
Yeah, it's a really good trap card. I haven't used it yet. Had it in the side deck a couple of times. So, question now becomes, what is going to be the play? I suppose we're going to summon out our Avenwolf. Then I'm going to summon out my Hedgepeg. We'll use Hedgepeg's effect. And we'll weaken your dragon. Then comes the hard question of, am I playing this or this? I kind of want to play this. So I'll tribute 2 and summon out Mirror Innovator. We're going to fire off Mirror Innovator effect. And I guess chuck back a Craft the Drone. Then we're going to activate Mirror Innovator effect and chuck back a Hedgepeg. We'll set a back row, go to battle, then we'll attempt to get over this, and then we will get over, I think it's got to be the big one, right? I know that other one's a non-tribute monster, so I could probably get more damage in, but I think getting rid of the threat is more important.
Okay. Rigo Sight.
Okay.
Tribute 2. Activate Inferno.
Ooh, did go for the Beast Gear World this time.
Go to battle.
Unfortunately, I do have my legend.
Fucking Mirror Force.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Jesus, dude.
That was definitely the worst thing that could have happened there. So we're going to tribute 2, summon out Rex, Rex effect. 1, 2, 3. Pops the back row. And then I believe that is...
EG.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That was unfortunately a really bad matchup for you in the end, because I'm always going to be siding Beast Gear World in the machines, just in case I feel like I need my guys to be bigger, like generically on either of our turns.
I mean, I was fine with Beast Gear World. It was the fucking tower.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're on offense, your guys. Well, the only reason I brought in the tower specifically was because you're on Mirage Dragon, and I was like, well, a lot of the combat tricks I have, if you just get out Mirage Dragon, are completely dead, and I just can't do anything. So we brought in the tower because it's something we can react to you summoning cards. Oh, but yeah, the Quirky Keyblade seems, I don't know, it's a weird one. I actually think the most impactful equip spells we've seen so far have been the generic one, which increases levels and just attack by 200, and the spellcaster one because it gives protection from traps and the attack boost it gives is insane. Quirky Keyblade is fine, right? You know, giving piercing is cool, but I don't think dragons are the ones specifically in dire need of piercing. Like, they have a lot of other ways to like get your opponent's life points, and having to have face-up spells means you either have to have a shit ton of equip spells, or like you were playing the field spell to kind of add up. And then for me, the Join Tech Rush Horn seems almost pointless, right? For a similar reason, machines don't feel like they need piercing, because like I've got Mirror Innovator, who's a boss monster that has piercing. And if you play a bunch of monsters out, I can use Ace Breaker's effect to destroy one of your face-up cards, and then effectively I still get 3 attacks in, so I can get 1 direct attack in, which is, it's not the same as piercing, but it's very similar, right? It's still a way for me to get at your life points.
Yeah.
So I feel like both of these decks that we're playing specifically didn't need the equip spells they got, right? Like, again, if our equip spells raised our levels, like the generic one, I can't even remember what the generic one's called at the moment, but what was it, 200 attack, defense, and 2 levels. Just being able to get out of the reach of cards which say level 8 or lower, just that seems more valuable than a lot of these other effects. I'm just like, piercing's kind of whatever. Especially since they have these weird restrictions. Like, mine's quite simple, the machine one. It's just 300 attack, any machine, and they get piercing. Yours is 200 per face-up spell. So on its own, it's just 200, but with more spells can become a lot bigger. And then only piercing if you're dark. Which, I don't know, how many dragons do you have that are dark? Like, I think they're kind of all over the place for you, aren't they? You got light
Most
dragons.
of them.
Like, what's
Most of the boss monsters are dark.
Is Dragius dark?
Dragius and Bluetooth are both light, and then all the rest are dark.
Okay, so like all the different ones, because that's the other thing. There are so many dragon boss monsters, but yeah, quite a few of them are dark. Then I guess that works out. Also, Mirageus is genuinely terrifying. I mean, in that game 1, I set up a pretty decent board, I felt, and then you just weakened them all and blasted through them, and I was like, oh. And then I think it was game 2, you slapped down Mirage Dragon, and I was just sat there like, well, I could do things, but I'm not allowed to use my trap cards in the battle phase. So yeah, it was very... the games where you were winning felt extremely oppressive, and I was just sat there like, there's just nothing I can do. I just have to draw the perfect out, and fortunately I did manage to in one of the games. But yeah, GG, buddy.
GG.